So apparently now these women are worried. Now they're worried about where their money and their taxes are going when people are saying, hey, we want to take some of this money and allocate it towards paternity testing. All of a sudden now, should we really use our taxes on that?
You know, it's something that if you feel like you need a DNA test, go do that on your own time.
I'm not here to pay for so-and-so because there's a confusion about who's the father. That's not my business. We have bigger problems. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for no mandatory test. I personally pay taxes, and I care about where my money goes.
I think that the United States making DNA testing mandatory is stupid.
Of course she thinks it's stupid because they have everything to lose and totally nothing to gain from it. We all pay taxes. Now out of the blue, all of a sudden, you're worried about where your tax money is going? Get over it.
These modern women, man, as soon as it's something that's not in their favor, then all of a sudden, oh my God, stop the press. Stop the madness. What? We're going to have to do something? We're going to have to pay into something that we don't want to pay into? How dare you?
Where from 5 to 30% of the general population, men are raising and paying for children that are not theirs and don't know. According to the American Association of Blood Banks, between 25 and 30% of the males who are accused of being the father, they take a paternity test and find out they did not do it.
Are you for mandatory DNA testing at birth?
I am absolutely on record as saying that if we want to prevent the problem of having men challenge paternity later down the road, is then let's apply a proactive solution.
And you know, of course, they're going to get mad at him for that. Of course, they're going to say, how dare you? Of course, they're going to say, oh, you hate women.
Automatic DNA testing at birth would work to help two things. One, we would assure that the right parents were named on the birth certificate. Two, it would stop paternity fraud and take the profit out of paternity fraud.
But so many women's groups say this wouldn't be fair. You're acting like you don't trust the mother.
There you go. You hate women. I mean, it's the same. It's the same playbook. If they feel like, it's something that is going to make their lie harder to cover up, then they have a problem. They say it's easier for women to cheat. Well, let me say they're better at it. They're better at it. That's what they keep saying. No, you're not. Men aren't paying attention to you. They're letting you go do what you want to do because they have other better things to focus on. They have more important, let me say it like that. They have more important things to focus on. But when a man slows down, as you can see here, and he says, well, we need to take a look into this, then all of a sudden, uncovering a lot of nonsense. And now that fraud and that game and that scam you've been running, all of a sudden, looks like they found me out. Looks like I'm not as slick as I thought I was.
Why do you think they say that?
It's a red herring. It takes away from the focus of, well, who's the one person who has all of the information about potential fathers or the paternity candidates? It is the child's mother. And currently, in most places, she has no duty to disclose that, well, wait a minute. Well, my husband's not really my child's father. My boyfriend is. Well, wait, lady. But you're married. You forgot that you were married?
Yep. And, it's going to break up my my fantasy. It's going to break up my fantasy, the things that I have going on. It's going to break all that up. And I'm going to have to come face to face with a lot of stuff that I have going on. I know we like to hold men accountable. Honestly, if there was something like this that were to happen, if you wanted to be discreet about it as a woman, maybe you should phone your baby daddy and say, hey, we're about to have a child. I don't know if it's, well, I mean, you couldn't get away with it like that anyway, right? Because if you messing around with somebody at the time you messing around with your husband automatically gonna think it's his. But by some stretch of the imagination, if you can phone your your baby daddy and say, hey, we got a problem. Can you come get this DNA test taken and we can have something off the books? Maybe you send them a little something every now and again. Oh, well, I want child support. By you doing what you're doing, you got to forfeit some stuff. Either you want the perfect family or you want your family to be blowing up. It's time for these modern women to start making decisions.
No.
Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. That's a lot of nerve considering the alternative is somebody that don't want nothing to do with you or your child. That's a lot of nerve. You just showed me where your priorities were right there. Because I held out hope that you weren't just acting a fool because you so mad at him because he cheated on you that you would cheat your child out of a father. But that cheering you did, what you cheering? I'm a single mother with nobody that loves me or my child. What you cheering?
I had two guys call in. They work at DNA testing centers. One guy had to quit. One guy still works there. He told me 40% of the children are not the man's child. 40%. 40%. He said 40%.
Somebody call Maury.
It's usually
make DNA testing
it's
mandatory.
It's two scenarios. It's where the woman, the person's getting a DNA test because the woman claims that is their child. Turns out it's not. The other one is where the parent is on a deathbed and makes a confession, or they need a liver transplant, blood transfusion, and the blood type. There's no way that can actually be the father. So then they find out that because of medical reasons, you mean that's not my father? Then the father finds out from that way. He said it took such a toll on him that he could no longer do it because he would be sitting on the phone counseling the men.
These modern women just acting a plumb fool. Just acting a fool, man. Can't trust them. Can't do anything with them. They're just acting a fool is really all it is. Out there doing stupid stuff. I mean, you can sit up here, like I said, once again, they think they just gonna get away with it. And you seeing that you're not.
And the grown children who these women falsely accuse. We see it on Maury, we see it on paternity court, but yet we say men need to be held accountable.
If you get child support and you're spending it on your child, you are doing it wrong. Child support is not for the child, it is for the parent. Child support equals parent support because without me, the child wouldn't exist. So technically, I'm the one who deserves the benefits. And let's be real, the child wouldn't even know the difference. Whether it's paying for their needs.
I mean, already talking stupid. Just say you're not going to do what you're supposed to be doing. Modern women get up on here talking silly, man. Just say you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And this is why men have a problem with giving modern women like this money. It's because they already know the women. I know we have paternity tests, but there should be some type of audit for these types of women where you come in and look at exactly what they're spending. Like, are you spending, are you spending on the kids? Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, the IRS comes in and they audit the business. So, they turn over every stone. They want to tax you for that. How come we not auditing mothers that be out here spending money and spending it incorrectly? How come we not auditing that? Y'all go in there and audit that man's checks. Every single time he gets it, whoa, let's look at it like this and let's calculate it like this. Okay, well, if we're going to calculate what I got going on, well, then maybe we should look at what she got going on. Maybe we should look at, because we look at both sides, don't we? We look at expenses and we look at revenue and expenses. That's what you're saying. Hey, your revenue or your income went up. Why we not look at the expenses? Hey, what's going on with your expenses? Is there something in there that's increased? Why has it increased? Let's take a look at it. These courts are just looking at income only. Well, your income increased. You got to give more. Okay, great. I can do that. But also, in order to keep things efficient, right? Because, you got to run this. We got to run it efficiently. In order to keep things efficient, let's see where we can cut cost. Oh, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that. So what you need to be doing, because you don't make enough money and you taking my money and you spend it on your nail appointment, let's cut out that expense. Or you need to work a little bit more so you can take your own money, your discretionary funds, and go get your hair done. You don't need to worry about what I got going on mine. You don't need to be taking the money that I send over there and spend it on yourself. Well, I'm reimbursed. No, I don't want to hear that. They make the woman the manager, the default manager in these situations. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Needs are paying for my spa day. They're still gonna get up, eat, and go about their little kid business. My children don't need new clothes. They simply wear hand-me-downs. So I'm the one who buys myself new outfits.
Of course.
If I'm exhausted, I'll be a bad parent. And you know what's the solution for all of that?
What's that?
Using the child support for a massage, facial, and a weekend getaway. It's for myself, but it's really for the kids. I carried those kids for 9 months. This is my lifelong refund. Think of child support as a reimbursement plan for the pain and suffering of pregnancy. Kids don't even appreciate nice things. So
if we got somebody that's going to just start making up line items, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you yourself were making this stuff up, the IRS would be like, no, we can't do that. No, we're not going to do that. But for mothers, a lot of these single mothers, all of a sudden it's good for you. It's okay for you to do that.
why am I going to waste child support on them when I could just buy things for myself that I know I will appreciate and not break within 2 seconds of me getting it?
About 60,000.
This girl here don't want to take care of her kids. I've been had her kids forever.
When you say forever, what's forever?
4-year-old been with me since he was a baby. And now the 2-year-old, she was 5 months.
Your kids have pretty much been with your aunt their entire lives.
I'm a
She don't care about
hairstylist. I
that.
do hair.
Your hair is
know.
pretty.
Thank you. I travel for my work, and I have to do hair, make appointments.
She probably doing something strange for a piece of change too.
Oh, where's the daddy?
I don't know, he in them streets.
Oh, it sounds like you are too.
No. So I pay for these kids, like I bring them food.
She
I bring
brings them
clothes.
McDonald's.
Number one. Number two, they're not staying with you. Well, I bring them food. And y'all get mad when the baby daddy's out. Well, I bring him some stuff by. I do right by him. I don't leave my kids on nobody. I mean, they well taken care of. Okay.
A Happy Meal. Maybe
Every kid love a Happy Meal.
You should know better. And I'm not looking for a response right now because as cute as your hair is, that attitude is not looking real good. Support obligation to $1,582 per month.
I'm sorry, you said 1,000 what?
gonna pay him child support
What?
today. Yeah, you are.
He makes like 3 times as much money as I do. I have to give him my money.
It's for the child, so yes. But the good thing is it's based on your income.
God
You'll get
forbid.
credit for the other child that your 8-month-old, you'll get credit for that child. But yes, you are going to pay him child support. That's just the right thing to do. It's one child between the two of you, okay? And
Well, you just mentioned something right there. It's the right thing to do. I don't want to hear that. I'm not looking to do the right thing. I'm looking for the most beneficial thing to me as a single mom, as a mom that got herself in that situation.
and health insurance, I'm assuming you pay it.
Yes.
How much is it?
$66 a month.
And how much do you make a year?
$38,000.
Your child support obligation comes out to
Dang.
$423.69 plus
She ain't got
the
it.
$66 you're going to reimburse him for health insurance.
$489.69.
Did you need me to repeat it?
I'm
ain't got
asking
it.
you, $489. I have to give him almost $500 a month.
She ain't
Yeah,
got it.
that's how it works. Did you really think
She gonna stand in the shed. At $400, she gonna be staying in the shed. What you say, $38K a year? Let's say they get paid bi-weekly. And I'm doing this without taxes, by the way. Ooh. I don't know how she's gonna make it. Roughly $3,100 a month, and well, they probably not gonna charge her nothing for taxes. 26 maybe, 2,600. I took 50% off that. Minus, let's say 450. She got 2,000 left. Ooh. So she got to have a phone bill that's 60. Her rent can't be no more than really 900. She got 12 after that. So let's say her utilities are about 150. She's not gonna be staying in no great place, by the way. Let's say she spent about 300 on groceries. Let's say about 150 on gas. She got about 600, 700, but she living for that amount. She living in the hood. That's not great, to be honest.
That I was going to have him pay you child support?
No, I just wanted my baby.
Your first answer was no, so then you understand exactly why you have to pay child support.
This isn't.
Yes, you are exactly right. Paying motherfucking child support as a mother is savage work. But at the end of the day, this savage did some work in order to have to pay motherfucking child support. I did some fucked up ass shit. Now my children are with my godmama, being well taken care of, and I have to pay child support. That's it, that's all. Y'all will hear that story later. But yeah, and I got baby daddies that is running from $25 a month. But I gotta pay $8 some a month.
You don't want to hear the story. We don't want to hear it. We pretty much got it. We pretty much got it. We know what you're up to. We pretty much got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
Make $35,000 a year, and I'm paying child support, and she's making a little over 200 grand a year. I just need a little help.
Who is paying child support in this case?
And I have custody of my boys. She goes on vacation. She's out of town all the time. I've had my boys for 7 weeks straight. She hasn't seen her boys in 7 weeks.
7 weeks straight. You make about $125,000 and then an additional $25,000 doing Herbalife. This man only makes $35,000 and you think he should still be paying child support and he has the children more than you?
And what is she paying? Like, what stuff is she paying? You know, what bills is she contributing to? Because she's going on vacation. I mean, they like to holler and scream about a man when he has a different family, when he goes on and moves on with his life, about how I need more than this, I need more than that. Okay, well, now you're in the position. So what are you doing for your child?
Is that what you're asking me to do? You make $150,000 a year. See, you're playing games. What has she done with the boys?
She takes them to Paris. They go overseas. They've been on Disney cruises. Every time she gets them, they're going somewhere.
$1,456.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that ain't a bad gig. That ain't a bad gig if she taking them, right? And I'm assuming she's paying for it.
A month. And it's not to punish you for having a great job. That's awesome. However, when you think about what's in the best interest of these children, they can't go to Disneyland and do all of that with dad.
I'm giving this point of view as a sister, auntie, and friend. If a man finds out that a child isn't his, the woman should be forced to pay back the child support. But you should have known that, fellas, day one, because a paternity test should be given day one of birth. Soon as the baby come out, don't even have the mucus off of it. And if a woman gets offended, then it's just like, sis, let that man be sure. Never have a hiccup in your relationship, even if that's the only person you ever been with. Let's normalize that. With that being said, I think that woman should also pay interest. Kind of like when you fill out your unemployment paperwork, and if you worked and you say you didn't work, they make you pay the money back plus a penalty of 30%. I think sis should have to pay back 30%. Yeah, run all that money back. Because you's a liar. You deceitful. And anytime you lie to any government entity, you have to pay them back. And this is a kind of like court records and stuff. Yeah, interest should be paid. And if you don't have my money, sis, no more girls trips. Okay? Yeah, taking your passport because you owe me money. Just like when men don't pay their child support, they can't travel out of the country. Same thing. You can lose your license, sis. Suspend it. You don't play with people's lives like that. You knew when you was ovulating.
So in regards to my last video, somebody said, so you'll never put your baby daddy on child support? And the answer is no. Let me tell you why. I'll never put my baby father on child support because I have to deal with this man for eternity, okay? It's not just 18 years. Like, life doesn't just stop at that, no. Until I'm gone, he's gone, or the baby's gone, we have to communicate because I believe in family. So until one of those things happen, that man needs to be your friend. Now, I'm not saying you got to sleep with him or you still got to be with him or you got to follow his direction. No, but it pays to build a friendship with that man. And you can't build a friendship when you get the courts involved to put him on child support to make these small ass payments because you're low key living off the payments. And some women aren't. They really support the child with the payments. But for the ones that don't, they collect the child support to be spiteful and to, you know, try to help maintain their life. I'm not built for that, okay? I would rather just work a little bit harder and deal with the headache of having to work a little bit harder or go a little bit harder than to put my baby daddy on child support. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my baby father on child support. We need to be friends. And if you don't want to be here, if you don't want to be present, I'm not going to force you to be present. You don't want to be here? Well, shit, I don't either. I catch red flags real quick. So if I felt like at any point during the pregnancy or prior to you were giving me, you don't want the baby vibes, I'm pro-choice.
Well, I think
so,
I think you're saying something right there before you continue. That's the issue. That's the issue right there, is they're not catching the red flags. That's why they're in that situation that they are in now. They're not catching the red flags, and they're not trying to catch the red flags. They're not interested in catching any red flags. They're interested in having fun, and that's it. I want to have fun. It felt great. I'm gonna continue to do it. I'm gonna keep on doing it, and whatever happens, happens. You know, they really don't understand that there's going to be serious consequences if a child were to come along. Modern women always think that they have some sort of backup plan, and they don't. And they're stunned. They're stunned when they find out, oh shoot, this is real life. I have a child to take care of. I have responsibilities. It's almost like life comes at you fast. Not that fast, because you know, people have been telling you for years that this is what's going to happen. And it's like modern women don't believe the reality of life.
In this video.
Yes.
Yeah, that's her with the
And
I got
that is you bent over twerking.
Oh, you can't see the guy behind her? It's the guy behind her?
I see the guy behind her.
Yeah.
And I also see the hand of another guy coming over to slap.
That was the girl in front of me.
Somebody behind.
They had like a little four-way thing. She had a girl dancing on her and a guy. They was just doing, they had like a whole little party.
So, Mr. Wilkes, you brought a witness to court that saw this whole thing.
Yes.
Please stand, sir. Step over to the podium. State your name for the court.
Dante Gillahan.
Mr. Gillahan, you were there that night at this club?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you remember seeing?
No, he was not.
I remember seeing her, the guy, another girl, and another fella.
No.
And they was in there dancing. So I'm in the club, I'm standing back, I'm looking. All you see is him all on her. They grinding.
He is lying.
They grinding.
He is lying. He is lying.
They grinding like they,
No.
like they had, like
Okay.
He
Do it one more time.
No, he lying.
He ain't lying. He not lying. She out there on her worst behavior. He's not lying. This is what a lot of these modern women be doing. She just don't want the judge to know what she was out there doing.
He is lying. Don't even listen
the dudes
to
all
him
on her
because
like
he's
this.
lying. He is lying.
I'm like,
No, I wouldn't.
That's exactly what she's doing.
No, I can't.
No, Your Honor.
Jerome,
No.
go and hit it one time, Jerome. One more time, Jerome.
Now they cutting up. Oh, they cutting up now. They cutting up.
Oh, boy. I needed that laugh. Woo! So that's what you saw.
yes, ma'am.
No,
And you are sure it was Ms. Eubanks?
Yes, ma'am. Right after I saw that, I had got in contact with him. I told him, like, bro, I see Jemiah, I know y'all separated. whatever y'all got going on. He was like, somebody else had sent them the video.
Oh, you had an informant. So now, did you confront Miss Eubanks about it, or did you just keep it to yourself?
No, I confronted her.
And what was her response
No,
to
look,
this
this
video?
how I confronted her. I had actually just sent it back to her from my phone.
Oh.
I'm that type of person. I really, yeah.
This you? This you in the club? This you acting a fool? This you, sis?
I'm gonna just put the proof.
Okay, I got it. Thank you. The witness may be seated. Thank you. Woo! All right. So, some point, Miss Eubanks, you find out you're pregnant.
And that was way after this.
Way after that period of time.
Yes.
So when you find out you're pregnant, take me to that day.
I had met up with Mr. Wilkes, and he had looked at me. He gave me this like weird little look, and then he just started touching on my stomach, and he was like, "Is this the little girl that we've been hoping for?" And I was like, "I hope so." So, after that, it was like we was together again, like every day. We was still being a happy family. We was picking out names, planning everything together.
I don't know what she's telling you. Once I got back with her, that's when conceived.
No.
I seen this after.
We was still dealing with each other, even after this.
Even dealing or not, that's why we need results, because I don't know who you dealing with. You doing a lot
I
of
was just dealing with you. I was having just relations with you. I didn't have
relations with me, but on this video camera, it looks like a lot of relations.
How did that look like relations?
How? Can you please?
I didn't have relations with nobody else.
And since this is in question, let's go ahead and put this paternity test in. Let's go ahead and get a paternity test. Since it's in question, well, how do you know this, that? We don't know. Let's go ahead and put in for a test. But she's not going to want to hear that.
But you.
All right. Well, you brought your mother here today.
Yes.
And I'd like to hear from her. Jerome, will you please escort Ms. Moreland into the courtroom?
Yes. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I'll bring it right up to the witness stand next to the judge. Just step going up this.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Moreland. Thank you so much for joining us today. You realize we are here talking about the paternity as it relates to baby Mozzie. And he has doubts.
He does. He'll wake up in the middle of the night. He'll call you in the middle of the night and ask me questions. Who do he look like in the family? I don't see that he resemble anyone. And I'm like, David, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? And anyone in the family, all of my other grandchildren have very strong resemblance of someone in the family.
And so how would you feel if he's not your son's biological child?
I would be a little disappointed. But it wouldn't change anything.
I've heard sufficient testimony, and I think it's time we all get the results. Jerome? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Eubanks versus Wilkes,
we already know what's going to say. We already know what's going to say. You was out there acting a fool, which is why that man left you.
Why are men in their 50s only want young women? Because they're going through their midlife crisis, darling. When a man hits 50, they think they got one foot in the grave. And when they go get a young woman, they're trying to still keep their youth. So instead of going gently into that good night, they go get them a young woman to make them feel young again. Because they know they got that one foot in the grave, like they're half of 100.
So you don't think, hold on, Stacey. So you don't think, you don't think it's because, you don't think it's because maybe for some of these men, their wife left them, and she said, "Oh man, I'm not having a lot of fun with you. I'm gonna go where the grass is greener." And so she goes and finds her green pasture. Her green patch of grass, and she's going and having fun. But now the man is supposed to sit there and sulk? No. Some of these men say, you know what? I think I'm going to go do something for myself. You know, I've been catering to this woman for 10 years. I think I'm going to get me something nice.
This is not to disrespect anyone. I'm only telling you what men think when you guys are online tearing men down. We seriously want to know, do you know what you look like? I'm talking about, do women really know when they're unattractive? Because when some of you talk down on men, we say to ourselves, look at her damn face. We say, and she had nerve to jump in front of a camera looking like that and then talk negative about someone.
That's it. I mean, do you see yourself? Some of these women with the way they look, do you see what you look like? Do you see how you... Bro, come on now. And they be just talking the most amount of trash. Do you see yourself? You don't look that great.
Do you women really know when you're too unattractive to be online shooting shots at someone? Do we need to start telling you guys when you're too unattractive to be online talking about someone? Because we will. This woman is in her 50s, littered in makeup, drawn on eyebrows, dead people's hair stapled in the top of her head. When you guys are online tearing men down, looking the way that some of you look,
staple is crazy.
We say, but look at her lips. She has a permanent smile, just like the Joker from the first Batman.
And then the sheets in the back. I know they probably Ralph Lauren. I'm looking at that bear on the back of him. I know they probably super expensive, but you shouldn't have bought those. That don't look great at all. Maybe, you know, I'm only saying it's Ralph Lauren because like I said, I'm looking at that bear. So maybe that's there. I recognize it from like the Ralph Lauren stuff, but Ralph Lauren got some stuff that I'm sorry, Ralph and Lauren, y'all missed it on that one. And she went in there with her tacky behind and bought that. Why would you buy that ugly looking sheet like that? Come on now. You got all that white back there. I'm sure her husband is upset. You know what it must be? It must be like, that's not the real bedroom. That got to be like the guest room or something like that. Number one. Number two, what are you wearing online? What in the world is that you're wearing? What is that? What is that thing on your neck? Can you imagine getting up and being like, oh, shoot, I'm about to kill him today. I'm about to kill it, but I'm going to kill it in this outfit right here. I mean, what? you know, sometimes it's that cover, man, that's messing me up. It's messing up the entire aesthetic. You look like a clown. Like the entire aesthetic. It looks thrown off. It looks thrown together. You know when somebody is like, oh man, I got money now, so I can buy the stuff that I always wanted, but they forget. Shannon Sharp, I think, says something similar, and I think other people have said something similar to it. Like, man, I saved up all summer or whatever, all winter for this coat, and I finally got the money to buy this coat. Bought it, and it's the summertime now. You know, you better believe I'm gonna be wearing that coat all summer long, hot and all. I think Chris Rock on the show Everybody Hates Chris, he made that joke. That's what that looks like. It looks like she got some money. She's like, man, I've been waiting. I've been saving up for this cover right here. It don't look great, but we gonna make it work. We gonna make it work. I gotta show these people that I have money. I gotta show them that I'm rich. That's what that looked like to me. Ugly, trash, in my opinion.
For some reason, you radios are having a very difficult time intellectualizing the reality that a lot of girls' daddies are their mama's husbands. Like, y'all having I've realized that just by looking at y'all comments as radios, like you don't.
That means your mom has a husband. That man don't belong to you, little girl. You stay in a little girl's place. Well, I want a man like my dad. You stay in a little girl's place.
Understand that this this girl saw her dad living his life in real time while she was living her little 8-year-old, 3-year-old life. He was going to work, paying bills. Y'all really want us to pretend like there's some kind of difference in me marrying a man and my mama marrying a man. It's literally two strangers that got together and decided to do this. They agreed on some shit and they got to, like, see my daddy pay the bills. I used to see my daddy once a week sit down at the dining room table with his glasses, his checkbook, and all the things that he would write out all his bills. Daddy, what you doing paying bills? Just paying bills. And you want me to pretend like that wasn't, I didn't see that. You for your sake of your ego, you want me to pretend I did not see my dad paying bills.
No, well, you can do that. But you can say, hey, this is the way that we used to do it at my house. This way I saw it done. But what y'all are trying to do is usurp the authority of the man. And your dad was doing the bills. Where was he at? In his house. He was doing the bills in his house. Your daddy, respect to you, Mr. Jones, don't run nothing over here. In this zip code, he don't run anything over here. That period, end of story. That don't got nothing to do with hate. That got everything to do with you needing to stay in your lane. See, you cause a problem by saying, well, my daddy, and trying to bring daddy over here into this zip code. Daddy belongs where he is. Daddy been at that zip code for 60 years now. They got married when they was young, and they've been, God bless their soul, they've been going on up until now. We're trying to give them beautiful grandkids. And when we take them, we're going to take them over there. And we can say, this is how I want you to raise and, handle my children. But if the babies get out of line and start tearing stuff up in my house, now this is the way grandmama and grandpapa run this house. Now, when your parents get back, you can do whatever you want to do. But for over here, we're not going to be eating McDonald's. We're not going to be eating all of that junk food. You eat some black eyed peas, some pork chops, some greens, and some mac and cheese. Well, grandmama, I don't. That's the way we do it over here. Your granddaddy like it, and the time that you over here, you're going to like it. Until your mama and your daddy, and I'm going to tell your mom and daddy. I'm going to tell your mom and dad what I did. And ain't going to be no problem. So back to my original point. When mom and dad, we can accommodate. But when mom and dad come over here, we going to treat them with love and we're going to treat them with respect. But I think daddy understands that there's a boundary. As long as I ain't put my hands on you, not disrespecting you, talking to you crazy, daddy understands that this is my house.
You want me to pretend like I didn't see my mama husband pay? No, maybe that sounds better for y'all. Maybe y'all just tired of the whole daddy thing. My mama's husband, my mama's man, I seen him sit down and pay all the bills. Mm-hmm. I seen him every 3 years go get a new car for her at the dealership and pay the car note and everything.
Right. Okay.
I seen a grown-ass man who didn't have a dad and didn't have a mom because she passed away early in life, raised a family, all the kids got the same mama, good job, went back to school in his 40s to get another career because the way there was an increase in prices and inflation, my dad was like, if things keep going up like this, there's going to be a point in time where me working the line at the plant, I'm going to max out on my pay. Let me go to skilled trade. That was a decision my father made for himself to make sure that he was okay. Right now, my dad will be 74 next month. When I talk to my dad, you know what my dad's priorities are right now? Making sure that he can make it to his grandson's graduation. That's what me and my dad talk about. His goal, when we talk on the phone, my father's goal at 70, about to be 74 next month, is to make it to his grandson's graduation and watch this child walk across the stage. That's my father's goal. And y'all want us to pretend like none of this is happening. All this is fake. All this is not real to soothe your ego. Because you didn't have no daddy. You don't know what it looked like when a man is in a household and how a household runs differently when a man is there and when a man not.
And I think a guy in the comments was saying something to the effect of, guy here in the comments says, the problem is a lot of women want what their dad did for their mom, but they don't act like their mom. So it's an imbalance. And I think somebody, maybe a woman came back and said, she did way less and got more. You lucky we ain't our moms. It's not a flex. And actually, if you're talking about back in the 50s and stuff, your moms were doing a lot. They were doing a lot. At least the women that I know, they were doing a lot. Like they had to wash their clothes. They had to iron the clothes. They had to make sure the meals were cooked. And that's just a few things. Those homes were cleaned. Maybe they weren't quote unquote immaculate, like not a speck of dust anywhere, but those homes were cleaned. Number one. Number two, those kids knew how to act right. They were working as a team. Right? So I'm telling the kids to do this, do this. If dad comes in and says something, then mom is right back there enforcing it. If dad says to do something, mom is right there enforcing it. You heard what your daddy said. Or you heard what your mama said. Well, daddy, did you hear what your mama said to you? Oh, well, mama, did you hear what your daddy said to you? Get your behind in there and do what you were told. But what y'all do, well, I don't believe that's right. I don't think we should be. Again, like I said, I respect and maybe I will take some things from your dad because it's good business, because it's a good practice. But some of these things, I don't have to do that. It's not my obligation to do that. And if you married me, you understand that. I think that's what my point is. So
we have the most single women. We have the biggest women. I think they intersect. Ladies, you will not fix the single problem as a whole until you fix the body, attitude, and mindset problem. Today, we're just focusing on the body.
Let me start off by saying that Taylor Chandler is doing the Lord's work in the most classy and sophisticated way possible.
I think it's your attitude first. Honestly, I think it's your attitude, then your body. A lot of these modern women, I feel like they could get a man. I mean, you can't be obese, but I feel like, a lot of these ladies, they a little bit bigger, but they pretty. They're beautiful. Like really, really good looking. But when you come up to them and you try to have a conversation with them, they act like they just way better than you. You're like, man, I'm just trying to have a conversation, just trying to connect. Oh, wait, you thought because I was a big girl that you were just gonna get over on me? No, I thought that you was pretty. And so that's why I came over to talk to you. Whatever insecurities you got going on ain't got nothing to do with me. And by the way, have a good day, weirdo.
And y'all don't appreciate her enough for me. But moving on to her point, absolutely, we do have a problem. Black women, we have a problem. And don't try and say that the singleness problem is not a problem. Yes, it is. Because these children are growing up in homes where they are then turning out to be menaces of society. And we've all seen that. We all know that.
Menace,
and people keep asking,
menace.
where are the parents? Where are the parents? The dads are typically not there because y'all are having babies with these men that don't care about you, that didn't want the baby, that were never mature enough to be a father in the first place, a man that you didn't marry. All of these things that we're choosing because we are the ones that choose to have the kids, right? And on top of that, y'all are working too much, so that way you can't watch the kids. So now they're turning out to be menaces of society. They're terrorizing everyone.
Well, you're asking for accountability is what you're asking for. That's what you really want right now is accountability from women, and they just not ready to give that to you.
We do have a singleness problem, ladies. We need to fix the body, the mind, and the attitude ASAP.
So Amy Schumer, the actress / comedian, following her divorce, has actually lost a ton of weight. And basically everyone is in agreement that, hey, she looks great. But what I find interesting...
I don't know about all of us. I don't know about all of us in agreement. Anyway, sorry. That's not right. That's not funny. That's a loser. That's a jerk. I'm sorry about that. That's not funny at all.
Is the number of women that I'm seeing who are calling her little glow up a revenge body. And they're doing this in a positive way, kind of like, yes, queen, you go, you inject that Ozempic. Essentially, the idea of a revenge body is that you've lost all this weight, you're looking so hot to get revenge.
Again, I have to object.
On your ex for, I don't know, leaving you or just not being as good of a boyfriend or husband as maybe he should have been. What I can't wrap my head around, though, is the fact that it seems like a lot of women nowadays think it's acceptable to lose weight to spite a man, but almost none of them seem to be on board with losing weight to love a man. And
You know, that's a really good point, Lauren. Y'all lose all of this weight to spite a man. Oh, how? How come y'all aren't losing this weight to spite diabetes? How come y'all aren't losing this weight to spite high cholesterol? How come y'all aren't losing this money, or this weight, despite that fluid on your knees, despite asthma? I can't breathe. How come y'all ain't losing weight despite that? Bigger problems. I got a revenge body. I'm losing weight in order to make him miss me. You need to, you honestly, and I hope the doctors are listening to this. Y'all say this type of stuff, y'all got bigger fish to fry. Y'all got other things to worry about besides what you talk about right now. I'm telling you.
here's what I mean by that. Every now and then online, I'll see a post by a woman talking about how she wants to lose weight for her husband or boyfriend because she wants to be attractive for them, or how her husband or boyfriend has recently spoken to her about how maybe she should consider losing weight because they're not as attracted to her as they used to be following a huge weight gain. And in response to those types of posts, almost universally, the comments from women are indignant. How dare he? How dare he want you to lose weight to look good for him? That's sexist. That's controlling. That's oppressive. And never mind that actually often the woman is on board with the idea of losing weight, like she wants to look good for herself too. Trying to look hot because you hate your ex and to get back at him, that's fine. But trying to look hot because you love your husband, well, that's basically slavery. It's just strange, and this is one of the many reasons why I firmly believe that a lot of these feminists who are so vocal online cannot imagine themselves in a relationship with a man they actually like.
And, you know, you just, once again, you sit up here and listen to these women talk about, well, you know, he left me and he doesn't know what he did, and I'm about to go, you know, into this mode to where I build myself up and I make myself the best version of myself. Like, why didn't you do that before? Like, what possessed you? I mean, I guess you're like, well, I take it personally that you didn't love me for who I was. You didn't like me for the person that I was. Well, I did, which is why I wanted to keep you around. That's what I'm saying. You get into the relationship, and it's one thing to let yourself go, but it's one thing to kind of gain weight, but it's another thing to let yourself go. And now you don't need to be thinking about being attractive. That's fantastic, but you need to be thinking about your health. You need to be thinking about what's important. I want to stick around for my kids. I want my kids to grow up with both partners, with both parents. So imagine if I'm taking care of a child and it's hard. I wouldn't want my significant other to go through that by themselves. I wouldn't want them to have to navigate grief while also trying to care for another human lives for some of you if I had to. So let me make a conscious effort to do the things that I can in order to stick around longer, right? Not everybody goes on the same diet. Not everybody likes the same food. Not everybody, likes working out with free weights. Maybe you work out with the bands, and maybe you do more fasting, and maybe you do more chicken than beef or something like that. Or maybe you switch to being a vegetarian and eating, meat on certain days. Whatever it is that works for you, talk to your doctor about it, or a medical health professional, and see what they think, a dietitian, a nutritionist, see what they think, and get started. I mean, you're not going to know everything off the bat, but get started with something and stop messing around, really, honestly.